So we here to talk about Unorthodox Poetry Pieces with my man DamarTheEmcee. So as far as like coming up with this project, like naming it, cover art and everything like that, like which direction did you want to go initially? Like was it something that you were just trying to express yourself with? Like, because when I seen the cover art, it just seems like something that is different for the people to understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
I feel it. So it's up. It's UPP. It's Unorthodox Poetry Pieces based off just the collection of like songs I wanted just to put together, which is I feel like it's just like it's more just like a collection of different parts of me at the time in which I was creating it. But the whole theme of it being Unorthodox Poetry Pieces, but the acronym being that, but then being up, it's just it's like acting on progression. So it's just whether I'm progressing as far as just being a young man, progressing as far as being an artist, being a student, being a son, you know what I'm saying? Just being me, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to progress with that, and then hopefully people rock with me on that. And then as far as the cover art itself, I wanted it to be like as abstract as I can make it. I didn't want it, I'm in love with art as far as just like drawing people's paintings and stuff like that. And so I sat down 3 homies, well I asked them like if they wouldn't mind doing it, and they was totally down for it. Originally it was supposed to be they were gonna create and draw on their own arrow. You know what I'm saying? It was gonna be 3 arrows on the cover, just like pointing up, and then they was gonna decorate their own arrow. Throughout the process, it's just like they were connected so well, they came up with like, why don't we just make a collage of it? And then it was even better because I already wanted the piece to be abstract, you see what I'm saying? So with it being abstract, and then them putting together their ideas to just make it a collage, it was like, well, let's see how your drawings can match up with your drawings to just make it a bigger picture, you know what I'm saying? So that's basically what we did with 3 different dope-ass artists. So yeah, it was cool.
It's tight. So as far as the artists that you collaborated on your mixtape, who were those artists?
So we have Yeezy, Cassandra, we have Bree, Brianna, and then we have Darius, also known as Afrogo. Those are the 3 artists that worked on the cover. Super dope, from just like doing all different types of stuff. And it's crazy because Bree and Yeezy, they know each other. Darius didn't know any of them. He was a freshman on campus or whatever, but I had already saw some of his artwork, saw what he could do, and it was like, wow, I wonder what would happen if I could get these 3 together to listen to the music and draw at the same time. And that was the whole idea of it, and it was cool.
That's tight. All right, so as far as the naming of your project, like Unorthodox Poetry Pieces, is that a part that tells people like your lineage as far as like where you came from as an artist? Does that tell them that, hey, I originally came from doing poetry and then it transitioned into music? Or was it more so like I started with music and then I realized that you can be more poetic with the type of music that you're trying to put out, and then like that transition to the more artistry of the project?
I definitely consider poetry to be part of my roots in music, but like you say, actually music was what I was introduced to first, you know what I'm saying? With my dad being an artist as well as owning his own label, you know what I'm saying, here in Charlotte, Yaki Entertainment, shout out Yaki Entertainment. But so I started with just like trying to come up with lyrics as a young artist, 9 years old, you know what I'm saying? I left music trying to make that shit work, but it wasn't working. And started doing like poetry. It started like in my English class in like 7th grade. I transferred middle school, started doing poetry. Started doing more creative writing and shit, right? And then that creative writing just turned into me partnering up with a girl that was in my school and doing like spoken word, like traveling to do spoken word, but like a poetry team. So actually doing poetry, like as far as like stand-up, well not stand-up, but like spoken word, it provided me a love with not only creating words, you know what I'm saying, had the time together, but as far as performing as well. But I always had this love for music, you know what I'm saying? And then when I realized like, okay, maybe I am kind of nice with these words, when I try to put it to a beat again, I didn't already try to do this before. Do it again, and it's like, damn, I fell in love with the beat. In the words, you know what I'm saying? So like the tat right here on my arm, it's like words and rhythm, you know what I'm saying? And it's an acronym for war, but it's just the battle that I have between the 2. At first it was just about the rhythm, then it was just about the words, and now it's both of them together, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I'm gonna go however far this shit can take me, but it's all for the love of just what that is, you feel me? So truly, bro. Man. Love that shit.
got some shit for y'all, boy.
Got some shit for
Got some
you.
shit for y'all, boy.
Legit.
I tell you. So, all right. So, if you want to go into the project and we can break down certain pieces of the project, what would you say was your favorite pieces? Because I can tell you some of the songs that I already knew that resonated with me that I've liked before. But what were your favorite pieces as far as like putting in the work for it? When you got the final production and then like, you know, releasing it to other people, how do you feel like that resonated to them at the same time?
Got you. To keep it 100, like obviously every piece is going to be my favorite piece as far as creating it. I'll say as far as the longevity of how long it took to create the piece or putting it together and stuff like that, those special ones, well, Rooftops to start with, that was, for one, it was like truly, well, obviously all of them are me speaking like my piece, you know what I'm saying? Right. But like Rooftops, it took a long ass time to make that, not even to make the song, but I had it sitting for a long time. I didn't even know if it was gonna be on the project, but I had did it like a whole year before I even like created the project, right?
Like Rooftops transition.
Yeah, it was a whole different track. It was a whole different track.
Something different once it was on the tapes, you know?
Exactly.
So it was like I seen that.
Thanks to DJ Slim.
You know, but I seen that as an aspect. You know, but I seen that as an aspect, and then I was just like, okay, like that's how you know, like you're transforming as an artist in yourself, because you're taking a song that was already good originally, and then you transitioned it into something else, so you can give people like more of your creativity.
That's love. So, I appreciate that.
You know, like I seen it because it was like it's a little bit deeper now. Like you change, like when you, for me, it was just the hook. Like I already knew the hook. I was expecting it to be like I'm chilling on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Hey, but when you changed it, it was like a whole different vibe. So it was like I'm in a different place. So it was like in order for you to get to that point from where you first started it to where you ended it, what happened in between to make you feel that way? So where it had to sound different.
To be honest, no actual like thing that I can point to. I think it's just natural growth as a person, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like my goal at the end of the day is always to stay true to who I am. I think what a lot of people don't understand is that staying true to you is not staying the same, but being able to be malleable and adapt to the change that is true to you, you know what I'm saying? So I can be this one person 1 month, and that doesn't mean that my values is gonna change the next month. It just means that I'm gonna switch my truths up to this, and now this is me, you know what I'm saying? And I accept that truth. So I think it's just growing throughout the time. Like I said, I had it for a year sitting. In a year's time, you know, in college, back and forth to home, like think about all the changes you go through. Think about the jobs that you gotta switch to and the people that you gotta meet, and you know what I'm saying? Like all of that shit is just like, I don't know, bro. It just makes you thinking about like, it makes you want to take a different approach to shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's just what that was. I think that's what that was, bro.
That's cool.
Yeah. I feel you.
So like, still tell me like.
As far as other tracks, bro. I feel like Vibrate along with Manifest. If I had to like put those two together, I feel like I was like trying to create those at the same time in a way. Then I stopped working on Manifest to work on Vibrate. And so like I'll start with Vibrate though. Vibrate was special to me for sure because for one, as far as the recording process, I added like 2 features who at first wasn't even like supposed to be on it. At first this whole thing was really just gonna be me. Then I realized like, hey, I need some singers, you know what I'm saying, to like really express like what I'm trying to get across, you know what I'm saying? So shout out Unique, you know what I'm saying, from Kingston. She helped me out. And my homie DeQuell from Greensboro, he helped me out as well. It's one of DJ Slim's homeboys. Right. And he was really just in the studio and was like, yo, let me read that hook that you got right there. Yeah. He read the hook, and then he was like, yo, can I go in the studio and do this? I'm always down for experimentation. I didn't know what the fuck he was about to do, but he did it. Yeah. He did the shit, and I'm like, this is what the fuck I needed, you know what I'm saying? Unique going there, kill the vocals, and I'm like, that's what the fuck I needed, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, it's just the art of things happening so organically is what makes that so special. The fact that like none of that shit was planned, you know what I'm saying? But it happened the way it happened. And like I said, I don't know if everything happens for a reason, but that damn shit felt like a reason, you know what I'm saying? Because look where the track was to where it used to be, you know what I'm saying? It's totally different. So shout out Unique, shout out DeQuell, y'all killed that shit. Y'all made Vibrate what it is today. I fuck with that. As far as Manifest goes, that's not only a track that's just for me, but for everybody, the listeners too. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the actual thought of like trying to manifest some shit. Manifest is on there because I'm trying to manifest the dream of this music shit, you know what I'm saying, to come true. Not that it's not happening, but it's just like, of course we always want the next step of it, you feel me? And so whether that's for other people who just like working a job where they trying to succeed in that or trying to move up the totem pole, you know what I'm saying? It's just like manifest your shit. Don't just think about what you need to do, but it's thinking about it, it's dreaming about it, and then it's acting on it too, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
At all times.
like, I wanted that song to have some power behind it, to have some bass in it, you know what I'm saying? Something to bump, but something that you can also like, damn near, if you just cleaning the fucking house, you know what I'm saying? Like, feel that shit.
It'll make you feel accomplished.
Yeah, make you feel accomplished, make you want to act on some shit, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what that shit is for, bro.
That's good.
But like, all the tracks special.
I peeped your whole mixtape, and I tell you, like, it's all motivational music. You know what I'm saying? It all comes from a center, and it all, like, it comes from deeper than just wanting to be like a rapper or an MC or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
Like it gives you a different aspect on artistry. So it's like you took what you knew, you built upon it, and then like you gave yourself an opportunity to give that to other people so they can understand it. And that's the hardest thing to do, to get people to understand why you're putting out your music. And I feel like with this mixtape, that what you really did is got people to understand why you do things the way you do.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Why you take your time. You know? Why you don't rush. Why you like
You be gentle with that shit.
You gotta be gentle. Because you can't do everything like at a fast pace. Sometimes you just gotta take your time with it. You gotta make love to the shit. You know what I'm saying? In all honesty, I feel like you made love to this mixtape, and then you put it out to the people so they can hear that.
You know what I'm saying?
Can we
vibrate?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because that's that shit. You feel me? And it's like, I listen to it and I think about things that other people don't understand. The fact that on Awakening, you have like CJ on there. You feel me?
Yeah.
I know CJ. We grew up together. You feel me? Like I played football with this nigga in high school.
Yeah, because so good.
Exactly.
Jahari Kwali, shout out Jahari.
Exactly. So it's like
things.
I see things like that, and it's just like, okay, he's connected with people that I've seen that are making moves and like trying to build with this music shit, and I love it because it's like everybody that I know is kind of connected in this creative realm. So it's like the fact that you know what I'm saying? And it's like the way that you brought the tape out, Awakening is is a track that's very, very powerful, but you gotta get people to listen to it.
You gotta get people to listen to it.
It's hard to get people to listen to the first track because like that's the anticipation track. So they'll listen to it, they'll go through it, but then they're waiting for the rest of the tape. So it builds, but I feel like a lot of people miss the message. So do you think like you can explain the message in Awakening for the people right now?
Yeah. So with Awakening, it's exactly what the title is. It's not just at the end of the day, all of my music is therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
But I want it to be relatable to those who can relate. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, everything that I create is not going to be for everybody. Just like everybody that listens is not going to, you know what I'm saying, want to fuck with my music. And I understand that, I accept that, and that's cool. Awakening is not just to have you be awakened to DamarTheEmcee, but also be awakened to the things around us. In the line in there where it says, do me a favor, like I'm your granny's neighbor, and go get my paper, and I'll probably give you some lemonade for that. And so right after that, I'm talking about the murder of Trayvon, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like thinking about like what we've been going through, what you might read in the paper, you know what I'm saying? Or things about religion where I'm talking about Jesus may be a genie, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like me awakening myself to different ideologies, different theories that I have of my own, challenging the other ones, you know what I'm saying? Right. But just being awakened to like what's deeper than just like institutionalized education, you know what I'm saying?
So I would say Awakening is a track that is based on non-conformity.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a tape in general. It's where I definitely want to go with that. Just like not conforming in general. But that's why I wanted to start off the tape with Awakening. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great introductory piece. You know. So, but a lot of people may not understand that because they may not understand what they're trying to take with the tape itself.
Truly.
So it's like sometimes like in your artistry, like you really have to be able to connect with your people, and I feel like that you did a good job with that. Like if you're dealing with somebody that is consciously driven with your mixtape, everything will resonate to a certain extent because it'll give them a certain feeling. It'll give them a certain vibe, and like they'll be able to bounce from one thing to another to the next and understand the message that you're delivering. Because you don't just give them one piece of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you give everything that you see, and then like you build upon that.
Exactly.
So you take it from like, now I have to wake you up to like something that's kind of cool and chill, but it's still like you have to listen to it all.
It's layered, definitely layered. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing, and that's what I enjoy about your mixtape. You have to listen to it all because if you don't pay attention, you're gonna miss the great things about it. Like
man,
as far,
real.
you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like the production, like the ad libs, like the singers that you got, like as far as like how they convey the feeling that you're trying to deliver in just those bars alone, that don't always resonate with people that can just listen to bars. Like people listen to music for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll listen to a song a couple of times and pick different parts of the song that I want to listen to. You know?
Yeah.
Some people just listen to one part of the song throughout every song that they listen to. But you have something for those type of listeners. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So it's just like with this mixtape, I feel like it has to be pushed on different platforms, and like you can find it on like Spinrilla, SoundCloud, what else?
Spotify, Tidal, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Music, all of that shit.
Exactly. So it's like it's really something that you should listen to if you're watching this interview.
UPP. Sound.
Yeah. This is I'm having fun with this. I'm having fun.
Nigga.
But this shit is crazy, man, cause like really listening to the tape, dog, it's like I'm glad you finally did it. You know, I've been waiting on some shit, cause nigga, you know I've been fucking with you since like the very first.
That is,
so,
they facts, bro. That's legit.
And it's like I told you this shit a long time ago,
me,
like, bro, like just do it, bro. Just do it, like please just do it, cause you make shit so much easier for me. You know what
That's
I'm
love, bro. I'm trying to tell you, you know, I feel like people don't really be hearing me when I say I appreciate that shit, like, and that's legit, bro. Like, not only just thank you, but I appreciate it, like, for real, bro. Like, the encouragement, my nigga, the goddamn nigga get your shit together, shit, all of that, bro, all of that shit.
Because it all plays a part. And like,
it does.
Like at the end of the day, like I think as a collective, a lot of people will be able to like agree and just like get things to resonate with unorthodox poetry pieces. That maybe they don't want to express themselves, but they'll be able to listen to it and go about their day in a way that makes them, you know, just a little bit more positive.
And that's the thing.
You know?
Yeah. Like, there was another thing about the production on it. Shout out to all the producers, you know what I'm saying? That I was able to just like, you know, converse with and get the okay to use the beats. But I wanted the beats to definitely give you a feeling, because I feel like a lot of people just listen to beats, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody gonna listen to the lyrics.
Right.
But it was gonna be production that you can feel parallel with layered lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe the point wasn't going to be directly across to you. Sometimes it was and sometimes it wasn't. But the whole point of it was to actually for you to have to listen again and then have to listen again and really see what the fuck I'm talking about. How does this hook relate to these bars, you know what I'm saying?
It's got to catch your attention first, and then once it's got your attention, it's got to continue to draw you in, make you listen. And that's the thing about your mixtape that I really respected, because you were able to catch attention. Everything has something that's kind of catchy, you know what I'm saying? I could listen to something that'll make me bop this, that, and then it made me want to listen to each one again to make sure I got the whole song, that I didn't miss anything.
It's love, for real.
So it's like, if you continue to do that with each one of your projects, I feel like everything will just go to a whole new level.
That's the plan, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe people connect, bro. Whichever way I can, bro. Whichever way I can. Everywhere I can. Next shit coming soon. You feel me?
Alright, so baby, you want to try to wrap it up? It's 2:25 in the morning, nigga. I love it. Word. Fuck these bitches. Fuck these bitches. Get money. Yo. But it's your man, Mr. Nardo. I'm wrapping it up from MyIsland Multimedia.
MyIsland Multimedia.
We got your man, DamarTheEmcee.
DamarTheEmcee. Sound.
Sound 17.
Sound 17.
Hey,
Sound shit.
UPP, Unorthodox Poetry Pieces. Look up the mixtape everywhere. All streaming platforms.
Everywhere.
Get yours today.
Right now.
Yeah.
Trying to move up with supply and demand. Ask chance for till then down by the business minded deuces. Alrighty, cooking with them pulling. All night sin again, but I'm still righteous. Me versus these cat, please say the line, man. Please say your line, yeah.